Coming up next on This Week in Torrance.
Families are discovering an innovative way to help children with autism. We'll show you how this new technique works.
And a local school is using a popular activity to promote safety and friendly competition.
Also, a youth center has turned the most important meal of the day into a festive fundraiser. We'll tell you the latest.
Plus, a well-known eatery is saying Bon Appetit one last time. We'll show you a sneak peek of the final farewell. These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Julie Chan.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. Providence Little Company of Mary Foundation has announced not one, but $2 million gifts. The big donations are from South Bay philanthropists Stanley and Maureen Moore and the Scharfenberger family. The gifts will support the enhancement of cardiovascular services at the hospital. The Moore family donated to the hospital because 4 of their 5 grandchildren were born there. The Scharfenberger family, on the other hand, moved to the South Bay in 1962 and primarily focused their philanthropic work on university education. This is their single largest gift ever. Susan Totten, Vice President and Executive Director for the Providence Little Company of Mary Foundation, claims that the necessity of private philanthropy has never been more important. With the mounting complexities of funding healthcare today, we deeply appreciate the extraordinary generosity and commitment of our friends, the Moores and the Scharfenbergers. Their partnership and others like them is critical to our success. The medical center recently was named a Truven Health 100 Top Hospital for the 3rd consecutive year, and in January it was named one of the top 100 hospitals in the nation by Healthgrades.
Torrance has officially appointed Mark Matsuda as the new Chief of Police. Matsuda has been serving as interim chief since Chief New retired in January of 2014. Matsuda has distinguished himself in a variety of command-level positions, including patrol, personnel, and special operations. He was first hired by the Torrance Police Department as an officer in 1987 and moved up through the ranks, serving as sergeant, lieutenant, captain, and deputy chief. Since April of 2011, Matsuda has been the Administrative Bureau Commander. Matsuda possesses excellent interpersonal skills, which will enhance his ability to provide solid, reliable leadership to the department and be a significant asset to the community. City Manager Leroy Jackson believes that Matsuda's experience, continued education, training, and community involvement and reflective of his professional commitment to law enforcement and to the city of Torrance. As a resident of Torrance, Matsuda looks forward to heading up public safety. His appointment will be publicly announced at the April 15th council meeting.
Congratulations, Mark. We wish you the very best. The Torrance Police Department is making headway on an ongoing commercial burglary investigation. Nearly 100 cell phones were stolen after business hours at this T-Mobile store located on Pacific Coast Highway near Anza Avenue back in October of 2013. Torrance investigators responded to the scene and discovered similarities in other T-Mobile burglaries in Arizona and throughout California that were reported over the past 2 years. Thanks to the work of Torrance detectives in conjunction with T-Mobile investigators, 2 suspects were arrested this week. 28-year-old Felix Gonzalez of Los Angeles and 35-year-old Jorge Quadra from Downey were taken into custody after police were able to link them to the commercial burglary in Torrance. Now, this is a small step in uncovering numerous other related cases. Anyone with additional information about the arrest is encouraged to contact the Torrance Police Department at 310-328-3456.
Torrance police officers are also looking for suspects involved in a theft that occurred at Radio Shack on Carson Street near Western Avenue. On Tuesday, March 25th at 7:50 p.m., the suspect entered the Radio Shack seen here in the surveillance video. He came in and asked about different phones that were sold and the price difference between the products. When the employee brought over 2 different iPhones for the suspect to look at, he grabbed them both and ran out of the door. The suspect is described as black male, about 6 foot tall, 280 pounds with collar-length cornrows. He's said to have tattoos on his neck, the side of his head, and on the back of his neck as well. The suspect drove away in an older model red Nissan. If you have any information, police ask that you contact police detectives at 310-618-5571.
Well, for the second time in 3 years, Mazda issued a recall for nearly 65,000 Mazda 6 sedans from 2010 through 2012. The culprit of the recall was a bit unusual. A yellow sac spider has been taking up residence in these cars, creating havoc under the hood. Now, the recall affects only those sedans manufactured at the company's facility in Flat Rock, Michigan, and equipped with a 2.5-liter engine. In some cars, spider webs were found blocking fuel lines associated with the car's evaporative canister vent. Diminishing the flow of fuel could put stress on the car's fuel tank, ultimately increasing the risk of a fire. According to Mazda, there have been no injuries, accidents, or fire as a result of this issue. Mazda is notifying owners of the recalled cars and will reprogram the car's engine control unit, check the vent line, and clear it out if necessary.
Torrance celebrated the rededication of Madrona Middle School recently. After undergoing a 14-month remodel, staff, faculty, and students are enjoying all the upgrades, including the new ceilings, floors, lighting, as well as electrical and wire upgrades in every classroom. The entrance to the campus at Madrona also got a facelift, along with more secure gate access. The campus also has covered walkways, fresh paint, new grass, and landscaping. All the upgrades were funded through Measures Y and Z, passed in November 2008. This is the 11th school in the district to get the upgrade, with several more campuses in the design phase. Also, Madrona Middle School won big in a 5-week contest sponsored by the LA Clippers Read to Achieve program. Students logged nearly 100,000 reading minutes. David Karacher, the student who logged the most reading time, will be honored during the Clippers game against the Sacramento Kings later this week.
Well, it's all too often we hear that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, so a youth center here in Torrance has turned everyone's favorite meal into a festive fundraiser. The gathering was the Pancake breakfast held to celebrate the 15th anniversary of The Attic, a drop-in center for 14 to 18-year-olds in Torrance. As a branch of the city's Community Services Department, The Attic has programs where high schoolers can participate in special events, classes, volunteer work, fitness, and sports. Guests, including Mayor Frank Scotto, were delighted with all-you-can-eat pancakes that tour of the facility and entertaining performances from talented singers and dancers. All of this filling fun was just $5 for attendees. The donations are being used to upgrade the Attic's recreational areas and help offset classes and excursions. For more information on the Attic, memberships, and future events, call 310-782-8828.
Del Amo Fashion Center's dining experience is also making headlines this week. The mall's new dining area, called Patio Cafes, now has 5 restaurants serving customers, including stove oven gourmet sandwiches, which opened just this past weekend. The new decor gives the food court area an outdoor garden feeling and a much more modern look. You'll also find new lounge seating and plenty of added tables and chairs. Hungry diners will soon be able to try Ginza Grill in the next week, Blaze Pizza in late May, and Sumo Salad expected to open later this summer. The redevelopment project also includes enhancements to the outdoor lifestyle wing, additional parking, and the much-anticipated grand opening of Nordstrom in the fall of 2015.
Earlier this week, the Torrance City Council had a few community matters to discuss. John Gullidge from the Sanitation District of Los Angeles County gave a brief presentation titled Wastewater into Resources, It's Worth the Investment. Then the council proclaimed April to be DMV Donates Life California Month in Torrance, and the week of April 6th through the 12th as National Volunteer Week. The city commended all of its hundreds of volunteers that give selflessly every day to serve their community. And last but not least, the week of April 13th through the 19th was declared National Library Week here in Torrance. You can catch replays of this week's council meeting right here on CitiCABLE 3, on Time Warner Cable, or Channel 31 on Verizon Fios every Wednesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. You can also watch online at torranceca.gov.
If you were one of many caught in heavy traffic in parts of Torrance this week, the cause of the backup was due to a power outage. You may have experienced slow lanes from Lomita to Torrance and Crenshaw to Anza. Traffic lights were not working properly, and Torrance police officers were on hand at many intersections, helping to move traffic along. Power has since been restored.
Coming up, some new additions are being made to help keep the city clean. We'll tell you how the install is affecting residents.
Plus, a local bakery is mixing up a new kind of dessert menu. We'll take you inside this booming business.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. Fact is, if you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. 1 in 5 Americans is likely to develop a form of skin cancer during their lifetime. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. It could be the save of a lifetime. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Without a cure for autism, a recent study shows over 40% of parents seek complementary and alternative medicine for their children. Autism affects 1 in 68 kids, and one local boy's family has committed their life to finding help for their son.
I like to read books about space and life.
Connor Mulholland was diagnosed with autism when he was 2 years old. Seeking traditional medicine at first, his parents found a doctor recommendation unsettling.
She wanted to put him on Prozac. And we came home and we're like, that just doesn't sound right for a 2.5-year-old.
Ben and Ken Mulholland began researching other ways to help their son and tried behavior, speech, occupational therapy, as well as a specialized diet free of sugar, casein, and gluten. Then a friend introduced another effective therapy.
Neurofeedback is it's one of those godsends. Oh my gosh, I wish everybody knew about it.
The Mulhollands have seen great strides in their son with the help of Dr. Gary Schumer at the ADD Treatment Center in Torrance.
He had no impulse control, but as Dr. Schumer explained it, there were no, his gas pedal was always on and there were no brakes in his brain.
Hey Connor, how you doing?
Great.
Neurofeedback directly trains the brain to function more efficiently. After brain mapping and understanding where the connectors were weak for Connor, Dr. Schumer advised 50 sessions.
But this is a direct treatment on the brain that facilitates things in a way that I don't know any other treatment that does.
A sensor is put on each ear, and depending on what brain waves are targeted, there may be 1 to 3 sensors put on the scalp in one 30-minute session.
Neurofeedback, it's supporting the other therapies.
Connor used to have tactile defensiveness, sensory issues, and abrasive behavior. Neurofeedback has changed all that.
Connor had no intention of giving us a typical life, and it's been the best journey I could even wish for.
Neurofeedback is not only for autism and ADD, but can help with a variety of neurological concerns, including anxiety, depression, and mood swings. Torrance and 5 other cities in the South Bay have teamed up for a very important project. Reporter Jacqueline Sarkeesian met up with the project's engineering manager to find out more.
Well, we're working on this 4 years between concept and getting the cities to agree to work with us and all the agreements that takes, and then actually applying for the grant.
Torrance's engineering manager John Dettel is talking about the effort of creating cleaner water and helping to reduce the amount of pollution for the community and environment.
We want to have clean streets and we want to have clean oceans and clean lakes.
The LA Regional Water Quality Control Board has set limits on the pollution the city can release through its storm drains. These storm drains go into Machado Lake, so Torrance, along with 5 other South Bay cities, started the Machado Lake Trash Total Maximum Daily Load project.